Hello. We'll get straight to the point. Recently, I was diagnosed with severe anxiety, and it, to be really honest with you, um, this isn't a video for a cry for help. This isn't a video saying "woe me." This is a video to make it more aware. Even just one person sees it. First off, anxiety. It's a mental illness like depression. I had my first anxiety attack a while ago, and then they got progressively worse and manifested in different ways. To the point where it started to take over my life, and it made me nuts. I was convinced I was dying of a heart attack. Every little thing seemed 10 times worse. I was coming back from Spain in September. It's fine flying over there. Nice holiday with the kids and the missus. Then I was coming back on the plane. Due to it being an enclosed area, and it brought another panic attack on, which I really wish at the time I knew it was a panic attack, because I honestly thought I was dying. I was sweating like I just had a workout. My heart was thumping. Felt like it was going to come out of my chest. Felt disjointed. The feeling of shame because you're surrounded by people that you don't know. And I actually thought I was going to die. And I actually did something that I don't think I've ever done before. And I remember it clearly. There's a headrest in front of me, and I just prayed. And I must have spent 40 minutes of the flight in this position, just like that. Which I hadn't at the time was a panic attack, which within 40 minutes it had dissipated, it had gone, and I managed to regain control and have rational thought. And I was fine. We got home, got back to the house, everything was good. Then I started having littler attacks, like I'd feel like I was choking, unable to swallow. At the time I thought it was something else, and it wasn't. Then, as I said, it progressed, and last Sunday I went out shopping with my wife and my kids. We got stuck in just a normal traffic jam, which is nothing unusual. But two things: because I wasn't driving, and the fact I was stuck in a traffic jam, I felt like I was in an environment I couldn't get out of, even though rationally I could just open the car door and got out. And it started again. The tension in the throat, the feeling of choking, the heart pounding. It got to the point where we got home, I had to go upstairs and just get my shit together. Again, I thought I was dying, because at the time I didn't think it was anxiety. I thought I was actually dying, which is weird. It's weird the way the brain can play with you. I actually sat down and spoke to my wife on the Monday, and I said, look, I need to get this sorted. It can be a couple of things, but for the sake of my sanity and for the sake of the kids and my wife, I needed to find out what it was. So I went to the doctors yesterday, and within 10 minutes of speaking to him, the fact he could see me because I had like a little attack while I was there, instead of trying to explain everything to me, he printed me that out, which you won't be able to see. It basically tells you everything you need to know about panic attacks, anxiety. At first I felt shameful and weak, because I wouldn't have thought someone like me could have been shut down with anxiety. It's not that I'm big or that I'm small or I'm weak or anything, but I just didn't think I was the type. But after speaking to the doctor, and anxiety can manifest itself for many reasons. With me, it's because I've not dealt with grief in the past and other things, and because I don't talk to anyone. I'm not a showy feely type of person. I mean, I show love to my kids and my wife and everything, but I don't talk about my problems. I'll happily sit there and talk to you about yours, about anything. and I'll be there and I can give advice. But with me, I keep everything bottled up in there, and this is how I've got to where I am now. There's two routes of treatment. I have been giving tablets, but I'm not knocking tablets and antidepressants because they work for loads of people, but I just don't think they'll work for me. I hate the feeling of not being in control. I hate the feeling of being, like, in a word, zombified, which is a really bad word to say, but the image I get with antidepressants is that it takes part of the control away from you, and that would probably make me worse. So we're sticking with the counselling route. I'm just awaiting my first counselling appointment. I thought this would be a good way to help me, to document how it goes, and if anyone else is suffering from it or actually sees this video, it might help them. The main thing is there's no shame in being mentally ill. As it stands at the minute, there's only 3 people in the world, but 3 people in my family know I've got anxiety, which is my wife, my doctor, and the counsellor that I'm going to see. It's not that I'm ashamed of it, it's the fact that I think if people found out, they'd look at me different, they'd look at me like I'm weak or broken. And to me, that's just worse, because I still think in this day and age, people look at mental illness like you're alluded to, a psychopath. You're broken in some way, which to a degree is right. There is something that's gone wrong up there, but that's due to life instances building up. The fact that when you don't deal with something and you keep it bottled in and you don't talk to people, it will manifest up there into something different. It's not my fault. It doesn't mean that I'm weak, doesn't mean that I'm broken. It just means that I've got to a point where I've built everything up inside and it's manifested itself like this. I was amazed that the brain could have that much control and make you feel like that, to the point where you want to lock yourself in a room. I'm not going to be that way. I'm not being beaten by it. It's not going to be easy. I've been told it can take anything up to 6 to 12 months. Even then, you might still get the odd one. But at the time, I'll have tools to deal with it, which is basically all I want. I think mental illness isn't spoken about enough. I think people still have the misconception that you're some Looney Tune running around wiping yourself with fucking shit and praying to the Lord of dildos or something if you're mentally ill, which isn't true. Obviously, there is some people that are full blown, like licking the window type thing, but that's neither here nor there. There's different forms of mental illness. I can't even talk. But hopefully, I can get a hold of this and I can document it. It might help me to have it documented, to see the progression. If I do go full Robert De Niro and go absolutely bonkers, at least I've got videos there so people can see the gradual decline. But no, it's not going to be easy, but I will get there. Yeah, just anyone that watches, thank you. And let's try and raise awareness of what mental health actually is. And men, or anyone out there that's like me that bottles things up, for God's sake. I know it's hard to speak to people, especially if you're a man, but you need to, otherwise you're going to look like me. Big hairy ass bloke cowering in the car because he's not in control. Anyway, I'll upload another one tomorrow or Friday to see where we're at. And yeah, look after yourself.